President Obama has given the okay for airstrikes in Iraq. They're aimed at the Islamic militant group known as ISIS. And the U.S. military has already begun making airdrops of humanitarian aid to Iraqi Christians and other religious minorities trapped by the militants. KUSI's John Soderman is here with the latest on this developing story. John?
Alan, the president's hope is that those ISIS militants are shaking in their boots tonight, knowing the American military will be watching them from the skies.
Iraqi Christians and other religious minorities run for their lives after Islamic militants known as ISIS issue the following ultimatum: convert to Islam or die. As they flee their homes, hundreds of thousands are in need of humanitarian aid, some stranded on Iraqi mountaintops with no food or water. On Thursday night, the Obama administration announces that humanitarian aid will soon arrive.
Already, American aircraft have begun conducting humanitarian airdrops of food and water to help these desperate men, women, and children survive. Earlier this week, one Iraqi in the area cried to the world, "There is no one coming to help." Well, today America is coming to help.
The president also says that airstrikes could soon be launched against the ISIS militants if they threaten U.S. military personnel currently in Iraq or threaten other American interests. The militants are gobbling up cities in Iraq and in the process murdering and terrorizing Christians and other religious minorities at breakneck speed. Mark Arabo recently returned from the White House, where he informed the president about what he calls a flat-out genocide happening in Iraq.
And we knew last week we had the president's ear, and today we received the president's pen with his executive action. And this was for all of humanity, much broader than Christians or Chaldeans or a region. These were full-blown genocide. Children are being beheaded. Mothers are being raped. Fathers are being mutilated, murdered in front of their own families.
Senator Lindsey Graham says the ISIS militants pose a threat not only to the entire Middle East, but to the United States.
If you believe these people are a threat to our homeland, which I do, there's no way to deal with them without American air power. There's nobody in the region that can do that without American air power. And that's where we find ourselves.
The whole world needs to make sure that ISIS doesn't move any farther than it is right now. ISIS is an extremely dangerous organization.
And the president says American ground troops will not be sent into Iraq. In the newsroom, John Soderman, KUSI News.